Last video, I mentioned trustee commissions and that there is a default statute in New York providing for trustee commissions. Well, what about executors? So executors are nominated in your will, and upon your passing, the person who's nominated as executor has the right to petition to probate the will and move forward as the executor of the estate. Executors are incredibly important and affect the entire estate administration process and everybody involved. So you really want to choose wisely when you're preparing your will. Now, because of the important job they do, just like trustees, there is this default statute providing for executor commissions. And the executor commissions are calculated at a rate as far as all property received by the executor and then all property paid out by the executor. So, although the statute has various nuances, the basic gist of it is that for receiving and paying out all sums of money not exceeding $100,000, the rate is 5%. For receiving and paying out any additional sums not exceeding $200,000, the rate is 4%. For receiving and paying out any additional sums not exceeding $700,000, there is a rate of 3%. For receiving and paying out any additional sums not exceeding $4 million at the rate of 2.5%, and so on. So executor commissions are compensation to the executor. So it's reportable income that the person would then report on his or her personal income tax returns. Because of that, basically, some executors may say, I don't want commissions because I know as a beneficiary, it's really just not going to be that much more beneficial to take executor commissions and have to report the commissions as income. I'm just going to take my share through the estate. Sometimes there's that kind of real calculation that's thought of as far as a reason why not to take executor commissions. And other people feel it's just not something they want. They don't want to take from the estate. They really just want to do what the decedent expected of them. Gives them great satisfaction to know that they've done this very important job and done it very well. And there's more of an honor code that they're living up to, as opposed to feeling that financial remuneration is important. But just like trustees, executors can take by default statute these commissions. They may decide to take partial commissions, no commissions. And then sometimes a person who's preparing a will may override what the default statute provides as far as executor commissions, just like I mentioned, a person preparing a trust can do as far as changing the default statute for trustee commissions. So that would be something that you'd want to think about as far as any changes to the executor commission rates. And you would discuss that with your estate planning attorney. Now, I had a matter that was incredibly difficult as far as people not wanting to renounce their position as the nominated co-executors in a will. These individuals really wanted nothing to do with protecting estate assets, marshaling estate assets, paying various debts and expenses, and following the terms of the will and closing the estate. They really just wanted to see what was in it for them, looking for some kind of financial payout, essentially, without doing any work. And it can be a real problem when people have this right to act, but don't have the best interest of the estate in mind. Can wreak havoc on everybody involved. So very important to think about who you're nominating in your will to act as executor. By putting them in the will, they have a right to move forward to petition surrogate's court with a probate petition to seek the will being found valid as the decedent's last will and testament, and be appointed as executor and follow then through the estate administration process. So giving them this right is critical that you understand how important it is when you are preparing your will. have the right person in your will as executor, and then alternates also lined up so that you feel comfortable about who's going to be handling this incredibly important process. If you have any questions on preparing a will, nominating executors, please do reach out if you're in the Western New York area. This is Ruth George with Ruth P. George Law, PLLC, Trust and Estate Attorney. This video, as with any video I do put out, is for educational purposes only. It does not establish an attorney-client relationship, and I look forward to seeing you on another video.